Hello guys, how you doing? We have another game here. This time we have Demu playing as the Japanese in the color purple, and his opponent playing as the Order of the Dragon in the color orange. It's a Chinese name I cannot read because I stopped studying Chinese for a while to study the freaking driving test. It's another story for another day, but it's quite time consuming. It's quite time consuming. But anyway, we are on Hill and Dale, a map that it's very defensive, right? But it has a caveat. Is that how you say it in English? Like it has something. Like not everything is good. Like you can play very defensively here, and you can get away with that. But the problem is you only have one gold vein, and it's a small one, and the rest of the gold it's on the middle. So you need to go out of this base. Now at the beginning you feel fine because you can just wall here, then you're having the time of your life, and it allows you to just pretty much be a little bit greedy in this map. The problem is when you get pressure a lot and you can't leave your base, and suddenly your opponent, maybe it's here on the west, maybe it's here on the right, and then you just need that gold. You just need that gold. And that's pretty much your winning condition. It's like trapping your opponent inside this little base in the hill. Try to not let him go down to get that gold. And it happened to me several times. Where I'm like, okay, I'm in a good position. Everything is great except I don't have gold. And I really need to go out. And I think that's the challenge of this map. And this is why I love this game so much. It's like you have different types of maps, different civilizations, which play very differently depending on the match. And it's just so creative, to be honest. It's so creative. But anyway, let's see how Demu and our Chinese friends manage to deal with this. So Chinese obviously have gold a little bit safer than Demu. Demu have it on the front. Demu already aged up with a courier storehouse. Classic stuff comes from the Japanese. We're not gonna see the shinobi here. Not very useful on the land maps. Getting his first tier eco upgrades. Probably thinking about going that castle age. Demu is a guy who respects the meta. Try some things here and there. Very defensive player. Very good player. Unfortunately, he was sick the last Wololo event and he couldn't participate in the match. But man, I always enjoy watching his matches. Meanwhile, we see Mainward Palace coming from the Order of the Dragon, which is pretty much the go-to landmark when you choose this civilization, just because of the unique upgrades that it gives to their unique units, right? Like you have the extra defense for the man-at-arms, you have the blood, like the blood effect for the Lankenect, and you have the crossbow upgrade where you can just use your crossbows to just take down enemy siege without any need of a sprinkle. I tried the other day. Like 6 crossbows are really good against siege. Like it's really that good. Now, talking about defensive, look at this big wall coming for Demo. Just right here at the front. Now there is a really annoying bug that is happening this season, that sometimes you build walls like here and they don't connect, and it's extremely annoying. It's extremely annoying. Like you think you're walled and you're not, and there is suddenly your opponent goes into your base and there is a hole. I think if you want to learn how to wall properly, you need to check Beastie. Beastie's game it's all about smart walling. He knows how to wall. He knows when to wall. It's an art in it of itself. It's an art. But it's a big wall here. Considering you can have a very cheap wall here at the corner and just defend the front with whatever you have. Looks like them was thinking like, hey, you know what? Berries at the front, gold at the front, deer at the front. We need a wall here. The corners, I don't really mind. but the front is extremely exposed. Extremely exposed. Meanwhile, Order of the Dragon just aging up with one villager. I already have a tower here, an outpost. I don't really know what's the difference between a tower and an outpost. I mean, an outpost obviously is somewhere where you can go on. It's like a watchtower, right? I guess it's just synonyms. I don't know, because in Age of Empires 2 they use tower, I think, at least in the Spanish. And we see +1 melee attack. Looks like we're gonna have probably a gilded man-at-arms rush soon. But he's already macroing for going that castle age. Already halfway there. Demu also there. But looks like Order of the Dragon is gonna get there faster. Just because their villagers are just better. Now he doesn't need to go for an outpost. Wolf is gonna be working for the Chinese friend. And he's gonna be very safe. This is what I love about Hill and Dale. It's like, as someone who really struggles with the raids, like I can just walk here and I can have a great time. I can have a really great time. But looks like both players will just go to Fast Castle. And by the way, I was checking Bleach content. I think it's Bleach 1. You can find it on YouTube. It has extremely good tutorials on YouTube. Very long ones. Like explaining everything about the game, like the strategies and the weakness and strengths of each civilization. It's a very detailed guide. You should go check him out if you haven't already. And it's really important because he talks about these fast castle strategies and what are their weaknesses, what are their strengths, so that you know when your opponent, you have an idea, you have a plan of what your opponent is doing, how you counter-react to it. A burger. Now we don't see this every day coming from the Order of the Dragon, just because the Burgrave Palace is not really that good compared to the Holy Roman Empire. It's only 30% faster, and yes, it's 30% cheaper, but the burger is pretty much wants to give you a lot of momentum, right? Like, you get a burger with Holy Roman Empire, and you send a flood of units right into your opponent's face, and that gives you a lot of time and a lot of momentum that sometimes it finishes games and sometimes still give you an advantage to do something else because your opponent needs to deal with that thing first. I mean, well, it's gonna be the stable for Demu, so it's gotta be careful not to jump into those gilded spearmen. Look at that, the burger. Beautiful building, to be honest. Beautiful building. Meanwhile, more farms coming for the Order of the Dragon. He's also very safe within his walls. The problem is his walls are bigger, and he already secured a big gold vein. Them already reaches the castle age. We see the first samurai joining the field. Thus, our Chinese friend knows about this. He does know about the stable, so should be making spearman. There you go, a spearman coming for him. Bone Samurai gonna release all the rat into the scout, and he's gonna go grab the first relic. Is gonna be the one in the middle. Meanwhile, a couple of relics are really secure for Order of the Dragon, which is really good for him. I mean, you can go out there, grab one of these, and you know one of these two is already secure for a long time. So you can have 3 relics for yourself. Just need more spearmen. Looks like the villager will finish on time. And spearman, sorry, the Mon Samurai is actually coming here just to try to check the relic, but looks like he's gonna just find a wall. And it's like, oh crap. Because where's the other one? The other one is here. The next one, already here. It looks like them will be pretty much 90% securing most of the relics of the map. Gilded Spearman going there to pinch those Mon Samurai. Veterancy coming here. Are gonna be looking like a badass. Take a look at this. Come on. There you go. Meanwhile, then we just keep pumping more samurai. Let's take a look at his base. Free farms, as usual. Now what Order of the Dragon can do? I mean, you secure 2 relics for yourself, right? You already have a couple of prelates. You will just grab those 2 relics before Demu does. And then what? Your opponent is on 3 relics. You went for Burgrave, which give you like not so much of an advantage, to be honest. Like normally a spearman here, how much? I think it's like 20 seconds to produce a spearman, and now it's just 14. So I don't think it's a huge deal. It's definitely not a huge deal. So he's gonna be just with 2 relics at home. He's playing it very, very safe. Meanwhile, we're gonna see an archery range, probably gonna see those gilded crossbows. The spearman gonna go there to scare those Mon Samurai. Meanwhile, Demu, now that the relic game is pretty much finished, needs to secure one of these resources in the middle. He needs to expand quite quickly. The question is how, because Japanese is not exactly the best civilization to expand in the Castle Age, just because they don't have access to keeps, so they need to put outposts, fortified outposts, and you know they work okay, but you know it's not a keep, right? Oh my god, there was a hole here. You know what? For a game that tries to apply consistency for anything that is like never miss their shots and this kind of stuff, this kind of things really, I can put my finger on it. If it's already wall, you shouldn't be able to just attack it. That's the reality of things here. Like, if your game is like not exactly accurate, like the archers can miss or the mangonels can miss, whatever, and then yeah, it makes sure it makes sense. This kind of things happen, but this guy's not gonna arrive home. But just a wall that doesn't protect your villager who's behind the wall, it really doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. It's something in the code there that must be triggering this. But looks like Demu is gonna take advantage of his opponent just staying at his base for pretty much a long time. Is he trying to go Imperial? I don't think he's trying to go Imperial yet. You know who's trying to go Imperial actually? It's Demu. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Castle of the Crow here on the middle, just to right away secure those resources. Although you really are missing the chance to get those Osutsu and Free Siege, which is really valuable. But the fact that you age up so fast, and you put all your resources for an age up, then pretty much guarantees that you don't have any defense for yourself. You don't have much army, and you don't have any static defenses. So it will make sense to put the Castle of the Crow here, just to secure your expansion. And looks like, I'm like 99% sure he's gonna go Imperial now. He's saving all that income. Managed to get inside the enemy base, but he's very wall. He's very wall. He's playing very defensively. You only have a handful of units, and he's really not trying to make any transition to Imperial. So his economy is not gonna be that great, and it's gonna be the Tanegashima Gunsmith at 14 minutes mark. This is pretty much considered a fast Imperial. Like, if you have 3 relics, I hear Vortic saying that, like, if you manage to secure most of the relics, and if you're already like feeling in a good position, like if you have Secretize and relics, you might as well go Castle Imperial. I mean, that he said that with the English. I don't mean that you should do that with every civilization, but for 40-minute mark for an A-shop is still pretty fast, and I'm really surprised he goes for this one. Because now who's gonna help you to secure these resources? He already having mining a lot of stone. Looks like he's planning for the future. Because gold is about to run out. It's only 200 left. Not much gold left for him. Fortunately for him, a lot of stone is being gathered, and that's also some extra gold. Look at that, 14-minute mark. You get Tanegashima Gunsmith. Beautiful. Meanwhile, our Chinese friend says, actually, I think we got attacked now. We've been too passive. Our opponent just hit Imperial. Meanwhile, Elite Ona Bugeisha. It's gonna be the choice for Demu. It's already here. Plenty of HP. Not all the upgrades are there yet. But looks like Order of the Dragon is really having a super holy army here with the priest. That's very accurate, actually. You go fight with the priest there. It gives you some emotional support. It looks like Demu is rushing that keep, but it's not gonna go up. Looks like he needs to pull the villagers back. This is really important because he needs that gold if he wants to continue into the game. And as long as Order of the Dragon just camps the gold veins, you should be fine. Although Japanese can get plenty of gold from just mining a lot of stone. Looks like he used the stone for something else. Is it for upgrading? He is upgrading the town center. He knows if the economy is... Order of the Dragon managed to get into his economy, he don't have any defenses, so he's rushing that Shogunate castle here. That's for sure. Meanwhile, Guild the Spearman, just trying to stop the Sacred Victory, which is not happening anymore. And Demu rushing a keep. It's like, okay, this keep, not gonna go up. I'm gonna be careful with the Lankanet. Is there a Lankanet here? There's a Lankanet, but the Lankanet is not attacking. Missed opportunity to actually just kill a lot of villagers here, and Demu quite in a lot of trouble. Looks like Order of the Dragon just pushing back. Like, he cannot fight against the keep. Let's take a look at the range of the keep. You can still have this area of the economy, but that's it. Meanwhile, if they would just... look at those units, man. They are so tanky. Meanwhile, hand cannon, Ashigaru coming up for Demu. Amazing stuff. It's a good thing about having 3 units. Looks like Order of the Dragon is just going back for now. He killed quite a lot of villagers, but just not enough. And Demu is actually going for a raid. There's a second TC coming up for Order of the Dragon. Already there. Question is, it's gonna be enough, because your opponent is also on 2 TC. There's plenty of wood coming for him. Might as well do a lot of production buildings. Or just some farms. There you go. Beautiful farms. Meanwhile, more obligations. Let's take a look at where Demu is. This the remain Mount Samurai, just they're going for a raid, seeing if they can get something. Shinto priest, just chilling in the middle of a tough situation. Textiles coming up for Demu. It's like, I cannot risk losing more villagers. And outpost not fortified yet. Gotta be careful here with losing these villagers. Meanwhile, priest. Does he have the upgrade where... I think he does have the upgrade where you can inspire. Is it inspire warriors? There you go. He is inspire 15% damage. 1+1 armor is really huge. Now against this army, you really need a mangonel here. You really need a mangonel. And looks like Demu's gonna find the food from Order of the Dragon player. I already have Onabugeishas here. And he will kill all of them. It's a massacre. And just like that, Demu in pretty equal villager kill count. Onabugeisha is going for another raid. This time inside the base. our Order of the Dragon friend already have his units inside. Looks like he will be able to defend this. The problem is these girls are fast, and if Demu does split the army, you cannot defend in all the positions. Look at those archers. Amazing attack speed. These guys just don't. These guys shoot and then aim. That's pretty much their motto. Lots of unobligations going down. And Sacred Victory approaching. Putting a lot of pressure into your opponent when your opponent is booming like this. It's like staying in his base. You just put Sacred Side Victory pressure? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on to me. I cannot really talk. And Palace of Suabia is getting spotted. 3 unobligation is not gonna be enough to take it down. And looks like Suabia is just being built with 5 villagers. I will suggest you to just put a little bit more of, just so that you can pump more units. Come on, friend. You need the Suabia now. You need the elite upgrades. You really need this. You need this more than me. Meanwhile, another keep coming inside in the middle of the map for Demu. Yeah, I see a T-pose here from the Gil Lankanet. Come on, Lankanet. Oh, we didn't see the attack of the Lankanet. The AoE damage. I mean, against mass unobligations, you just build Lankanet, man. They will just melt all that army. Osutsu taking down the outpost like if it were like made of plastic. And looks like our Chinese friend is just fighting here with his army that is not upgraded. Meanwhile, you have still better than Samurai, but elite Onabugeisha, Osutsu, and hand cannoneers on the back. It's not really the best fight you can have. Getting Inspire is really just not enough. And Suabia, it's online. The question is, what do you do with that? You already have the army here. I'm sure we'll see some cannon emplacements. Definitely some stun for it. Like, when your opponent is on Suabia, you just go to the Suabia and camp the Suabia. That's how you stop their massive villager production. That's a theory, of course. In practice, it's way harder. Elite Samurai coming for Demu. And we're gonna see these guys. A much cleaner armor. Much cleaner. Meanwhile, Stonewall's coming up for Demu. Just take control of the map. Stonewalls in both sides. I keep in the middle. Pretty much have control. We're pretty much the most important parts of this map. Now, Order of the Dragon still have some gold here. I say some, but it's like 7,000. And he has Suabia. So he really needs to push. The problem is Demu is already on 90 villagers. And he's just pumping units. Mostly on Abugeisha. Which is not really, you know, the most valuable unit. But they do really good. They're really annoying. I think they're more annoying than knights, to be honest. Just because they can just produce more and more and more. Whereas you must take a knight down, you know the next one is gonna come later. Gilded crossbow with a location disorder, plus 3 range attack. No cannon emplacements near the Suabia. And looks like Demu is just gonna be pushing with the infantry only composition from the Japanese hand cannoneers on the back. Looks like he's taking a look, like, do you have any cannon, man? Any cannon? Okay, let's go, no cannon. And the problem with having infantry units for yourself is that those samurai just give extra damage to all those infantry units, so Demu is just gonna keep pushing with those units, sending more and more here. Plus 3 range armor coming up for him, which is gonna pretty much guarantee that his army stays here. And Order of the Dragon taps out. Well played by these 2 players. Hope you enjoyed this match. And hope you have a great weekend.